Hello, everyone, and welcome to another session of our Women at Home Business Network She Means Business interview series with brilliant businesswomen who are either women who are building empires from home or who are in support of women who build empires from home. My name is Aisha Floyd. I am the founder of the Women at Home Business Network and also the best-selling author of the Kindle book, Wealth Through Automation, your step-by-step guide to a life-changing, lucrative online business. Now, my guest today is the highly respected Dr. Tiffany Lowe Payne. She is also a speaker, a health correspondent, an author, and also an amazing businesswoman who is CEO of the Institute for Transformational Health. Did I get that right, Dr. Tiffany? The Institute of Transformational Health?
The Institute of Transformational Health and Wellness.
Health and Wellness. I felt I was leaving off a word. So the CEO of the Institute of Transformational Health and Wellness. It's an absolute pleasure to have Dr. Tiffany, I call her Dr. Tiffany, on this broadcast series. She is an amazing woman. She is full of high energy and a joy to be around. I initially met Dr. Tiffany last summer in a mastermind weekend that we were away with. We were actually partners. We were mastermind partners for the weekend. And it was actually during that time that I got to know her and really get inspired and intrigued by Dr. Tiffany. It's also when I got her book in my hands, and the title of her book is called The Woman's Guide to De-Stress for Success. I think you can see it right there. We're actually going to talk about this book a little bit in this session. Now, before I go any further, I do want to give Dr. Tiffany the opportunity to say hi to everyone and to share a few words about herself that I haven't already shared.
Well, hi. Thank you so much, Aisha. I am Dr. Tiffany Lowe Payne, and Aisha gave a wonderful welcome to me. I'm really honored to be on this segment with you all. My name is Dr. Tiffany Lowe Payne, and I am a board-certified family physician. I'm also a stress expert and an obesity medicine specialist. I have been doing medicine now for the past 16 years, and I honestly have gotten to a place where I wanted to go outside the four walls of the office to really help women, especially women of purpose, women of influence, and women who are on a mission to help others really take care of themselves first. So that is why I've been blessed to have this book, A Woman's Guide to De-Stress for Success. It really goes over 10 tips to conquer stress and live at your best. I've also had the amazing opportunity to meet some phenomenal women just like Aisha along the journey who we are all getting to a place of not just living healthy, but living whole. So I'm really excited to be on this segment today, and I'm looking forward to helping every person that listens really get some tips to master your mindset, restore your body, replenish your spirit so you can be healthy and whole and de-stress for success.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tiffany. Thank you. Now, ladies, if you have been going along with us through this series, you'll know that we are in session number 4. And just a few tips before we get started. You do want to grab a pen and a notepad to jot down a few notes. Dr. Tiffany is going to share some amazing information with us. And also, one of the reasons I'm talking so fast is because we only have a limited amount of time. This session will probably be no more than about 35-40 minutes. So we're going to be moving swiftly. And that's one of the reasons I'm talking so fast. And I apologize if I'm moving too fast, but I want to get in as much as I can for this segment. So I'm going to go ahead and jump in and get started with a few of the questions that I have. Now, Dr. Tiffany, I want to first get into Dr. Tiffany, the woman, the wife, the mom, the businesswoman, the mago. I want to talk about that part of your life. And then I want to ask you a few questions about your book. And then we're going to talk about an amazing program that you have going on that can help women restore their well-being. So yeah. Very first question to you is this. Now, you are a physician. We just talked about all the wonderful things that you are in this world. Tell me what an average week, I would say day, but because your schedule varies so much, I want to know what is an average week for you like, and how often do you put in that time to care for Dr. Tiffany, because you do so many things. How do you do it, Dr. Tiffany?
That's an amazing question. So it's awesome. One of the things that I love about what I do as a physician, as a motivational speaker, as an author, is that my week is never the same. So any time from week to week, things may change. And for me, I absolutely love that. Some people are regimented, but I love it because I get to experience new things every day. So it's hard to say what my average week is like, but you're right. I am a mom. I am a wife. I'm a wife of 16 years now. We've been together for 22 and married for 16. I'm a mother of 2 wonderful children. And on top of my responsibilities at home, I am a physician. I am also an assistant professor at Campbell University. So I do a lot of teaching of future medical students, teaching them how to be great docs. And so my week varies, and it's just absolutely amazing. But I will tell you this, the question that you asked me on how do I take care of myself, or how do I make it to a point where I can get myself to a place of living healthy and whole, that's an amazing question, because that's one of the things that actually started me on this journey. Believe it or not, it was probably about 4 or 5 years ago that I looked at my life and I saw that in everything that I was doing and helping everybody else, I was absolutely stressed to the gills. I was stressed, and it was affecting my health, and it was affecting my well-being. And so what I had to do was get to a place where I stopped putting myself last and I started putting myself first. So I got a little selfish. I got a little selfish about what I was doing with myself, because I had to realize that if I didn't take care of myself, I couldn't take care of everybody else. So in the midst of my average week, I will tell you what is the same thing that I do every morning is I wake up every single day with the mantra that I have to take care of me first. That is my principle. That's my core principle that I follow, and it's made amazing changes in my life.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. So you start your day every day remembering to take care of Tiffany first. So thank you for sharing that piece of information. And I'm guessing because that healthy journey of learning how to take care of you and having gone through that yourself is one of the reasons that you penned your book, A Woman's Guide to De-Stress for Success, because you have been there and done that.
Yes.
The glare, you can't really see the cover because of the glare, but I wanted to get into why exactly you penned this book, and then I'm going to start asking you a few questions about it, a few things that I noticed in your book. And ladies, this book is actually more than a book, it's a workbook. She has exercises after every single chapter to help you dig into your life to actually transform your situation. So Dr. Tiffany, tell us exactly why you penned this book and how long it took you to pen it.
Sure. So in part of what I talked about already was one of the big reasons, but the epiphany really came when I was in the office, and I live in North Carolina. So, the North Carolina is the Bible Belt. And so we have many women who are women of faith, whatever denomination, whatever religion it may be. There's women here that are just very spiritual in a sense. But what I would see a common theme is that women would come into the office and they would be stressed or overwhelmed and dealing with health issues as a result of that. And I would often talk to these women, and I would really get into not just their physical symptoms, but really what's going on the inside, their mindset, and how they're thinking about themselves, how they're thinking about themselves. What do they think that they deserve about themselves? And when I saw me in them and how I was able to make the journey to total transformation, I wanted to do more. I wanted to help people. And so that's why, I felt called to go outside the 4 walls of the office and really start to help women get to a place of just whole and complete living. That's what really started me on the process to this book. That's what started me on the journey. I took really the things that I saw, which were common themes of why people were stressed, why women especially were stressed, because for every glass ceiling that we've broken, for every rise up the ladder that we've done, we still have traditional roles in play. And so we know that the stress level of women today is 50 times greater than it was several years ago. We also know in the medical field that 60 to 90% of medical issues come because of stress as a major underlying factor. And so I wanted to equip women with that knowledge. I wanted to equip them with the knowledge base so that they can then take the knowledge that they have of what's going on in their lives, help them to understand their stress levels, understand why some of the symptoms that they may be having may not necessarily be medical per se, but may be as an underlying result of stress, and help them really come up with 10 tips or lifestyle changes that they can perform to lower their stress levels so that they can go out and do what they're called to do.
Thank you, Dr. Tiffany. I have an echo going on, but we're going to work through it. I thank you for this book. It's a very, very easy read. And I loved it. I got through it, and it was clear I understood it. Now, in this book, you mentioned that you are a very proud osteopathic physician.
Yes.
Take briefly Share with us the difference between an osteopathic physician and the allopathic physician for our viewers who may not be aware of exactly what an osteopathic physician is.
Absolutely. And I have to say, I'm glad that you told me that the book was an easy read, because that's how I wanted it to be. I'm talking to women who are stressed out. We don't have time to have a thesaurus as we're reading a book.
Right. That's right.
I wanted to really make it more of a conversation, as if we're sitting here talking back and forth to one another. And that book is just really understandable and very easy to read. So I'm glad that you told me that, because that was actually my goal. But now to getting to the difference between an osteopathic physician and an allopathic physician. So many people have that question, and a lot of people may not have even heard of an osteopathic physician before. So I love the fact that you're giving me the platform to be able to teach people about that. So when you look at the types of physicians who are medical physicians who are licensed around the world to practice medicine, you have two different types. You have allopathic physicians, who are your traditional MDs, and then you have osteopathic physicians, who are your DOs. We're both fully fledged, licensed, board certified family physicians. We are both able to practice medicine and really go into any field that we like to, whether it's family practice, to pediatrics, to surgery, to whatever other specialty that you want to do. As a matter of fact, the Surgeon General of the United States was an osteopathic physician, which is actually really cool. And we are trained, go to medical school. The process of our education is exactly the same. The difference between osteopathic physicians and allopathic physicians are really our core fundamental principles as we go through our training. It's really what is our backing underneath how we look at medicine. So we in an osteopathic physician really look at the person as a whole entity. Look at them as not just a body or a set of disease states or disease entities, but really as a person. We often say we look at the person within the patient. And so we understand that things that affect you mentally, spiritually, your social arenas, your financial situations, your relationships, all of those things really play a part in your health and wellness. And so when we are looking at how to approach you with symptoms that you may be coming in with, we look at you in what's called a holistic sense, not homeopathic. So we're not homeopathic physicians. We do practice evidence-based medicine, but a holistic sense of mind, body, and spirit, and really getting them to a place where they're all at equal par, whole, so that you can then be healthy.
I love that, Dr. Evidence is showing more and more recently that a lot of things, like you mentioned, are related to our thought processes, our belief systems, and what we're telling ourselves over and over in our minds. So thank you so much for sharing that. One of the things that you made very evident in the book is your way of approaching healing and helping to help women heal and intertwining all of those different aspects. And again, that's another thing that I absolutely loved about this book. It's just as important. These symptoms come from other areas of our lives a lot of times, and being able to address those. Now, women who are in business, and as you mentioned a little while ago, a lot of times we're called to be more than a woman. We have our traditional roles, and we also have roles that we have to play in society, being contributors to society as well. So that does amount to some type of stress in a lot of ways for a lot of women. Now, what I am very concerned about is women actually getting help, whether they are taking time to pause and deal with symptoms when they feel them, or learning how to listen to our bodies better and actually getting help when we need it, and learning how to slow down. Dr. Tiffany, I see so many women who are skipping over this part, and it's just like, I'm going. Why does it take a crisis for so many business women to really stop and realize I need to take better care of myself?
Well, I'll tell you, it's you see it a lot of times, and more in women than you do in men. We as women are nurturers by nature. We want to help people. That is just a part of who we are. And so as you're seeing women break through glass ceilings, and honestly, women in entrepreneurship, we are growing at astronomical rates, more than we have ever before, which is absolutely amazing. But, you know, as I said before, the traditional roles fall in play. But however, we still have the desire and the drive to go out and to make significant changes in this world. I call us diamonds. I liken us to diamonds, really going out to shed a sparkle of light in the world. But the thing is that as we're going and as we're running, like we're Energizer bunnies, which you know, is kind of what you were alluding to. as we're going, we oftentimes don't realize that we are stressing ourselves out. One of the biggest things is that, you know, women look at the symptoms. We look at what's going on in us and how we're feeling. We may be tired. We may have heart palpitations. We may be having issues with abnormal chest pains or reflux. It's one of the often things that I see a lot of times that women come in with. Or they may feel like they're so tired, they think they're anemic, or they think that something's going on. And really, we're just beating ourselves into the ground. That's what we're doing. So we're essentially stressing ourselves to death. We're stressing ourselves to death in the name of success, in the name of getting out and of doing things for people. And so when we look at that, we have to understand what's going on with us. You got to be sensitive to how are you feeling? Some of the symptoms that you're feeling, is it really a medical issue, or are you really stressing yourselves out? And sometimes it takes that moment to get still. It takes that moment to take a step back and pull back and really take a big picture of what's going on in your life. And is the lifestyle that you're living, is it really causing you to perish and not to flourish?
Absolutely, absolutely.
And those, I'm sorry, those are things I actually talk about in the book, because I want you to understand. I really feel like we perish for a lack of knowledge. And so when you don't have the knowledge base of what's going on with you scientifically, just as what's going on with your mindset or with your body or anything like that, then you don't really know better. So you don't do better. But I truly believe that as we get to know better and really become sensitive to what's going on, then you can create a plan for success so that you can get yourself to a different place and be truly transformed.
Absolutely. You have this balance. And one myth that I think right now is that it takes this big, complicated regimen to maintain health. I'm a huge advocate of prevention. And just really quickly, I'm going to share with the viewers who are watching this right now, who know that we need to do better. I'm going to share with you really quickly. It doesn't take this huge, crazy regimen. If you would just in the morning, like Dr. Tiffany said, give yourself some peace and still and quiet and just meditation. It can be 15 minutes, 20 minutes, however long you need it to be, to just get still in the morning. Start your day taking care of you. It can make a huge difference. Every morning, I won't say every morning, most mornings, my intention is to just do 30 minutes of exercise. That's it. Just move my body, just sweat some. I know it's not a whole lot, and I know they say we should do more, but over time that builds up, ladies. So if we just get ourselves up, move our body, walk, stretch, whatever it is, do something and put something nutritious in our bodies early in the morning, over time it's going to build up. It may not seem like a big deal, but just doing those small little things every day, I think can enhance our days and our lifestyle over a period of time, and also prevent some things that I am noticing a lot in our community of women entrepreneurs. So Dr. Tiffany, really, really quickly, you did share that in the mornings you get up and you start your day reminding yourself to take care of Tiffany. Just share with us just a little bit, something about the nutrition. And if you move your body every day, or if you just do it a couple of times a week, share with us something a little personal.
Sure. Well, can I just tell you first, before I tell you about the nutritional aspect of it, of how I do it, because I am a believer of not just telling you what, but how. I think a lot of us as docs often tell you what to do. We know we have to eat right. We know we have to exercise. We know we have to lose weight. We know we have to do those things. But when you don't get the keys on how to do it, then really, you know, you're not equipped with what you need to make those lifestyle modifications. So for me, and Aisha, I'm glad to hear that every day you're getting up and you're moving, because I'm going to tell you, a body in action, a body in movement, it stays in movement. So that's awesome.
It makes a huge difference.
Say that again.
It makes a huge difference in how I feel.
Yes, it does. It does. And for me, I even start even prior to that. One of the things that I used to do, and for those of you who are listening to this, ask yourself this question: where is your cell phone? Where is your cell phone in relation to when you first wake up in the morning? And is that the first thing that you touch? Because I'm going to tell you, I guarantee you that the majority of women, and I used to be guilty of this too, that's the first thing that we touch. We want to catch up on Facebook, catch up on Twitter, catch up on our emails, but we can already be starting ourselves off in a moment of stress at the very first time we wake up, open our eyes. So what I had to challenge myself to do was put my cell phone away. I had to get a clock and not use my cell phone as the alarm clock. And I had to get a clock and make myself, for the first 45 minutes of my morning, not look at my cell phone in that information age that we have. But what I did instead was even before I get out of the bed, and believe it or not, even before I look at my husband, my eyes, lay my eyes on my husband, I lay my eyes on my creator.
Yes.
And so as I wake up and I get to a place of consciousness, I wake up with a spirit of just positivity, of thankfulness, of saying to myself that this is going to be an amazing day, speaking those things into my life that may or may not necessarily be tangible at that period of time, but that I truly believe are going to happen. And so I believe that one positive thought in the morning can just shape your whole day. So I want to encourage everybody to do that. Start with a positive thought, then center yourself. Go to your center, to your source, whoever your creator is, whatever you draw on as your center, center yourself into a period of just stillness and just meditation or prayer, because I truly believe that that is going to help to focus you for the day and you'll be successful. Then after that, get up. And if you're an exerciser in the morning, do something like you said, Aisha, move your body. Or if you need to grab something nutritious and you wanted to talk about nutrition, I'll tell you what I do in the morning, and I'm going to give you a secret. Every morning, I actually drink a glass of apple cider vinegar, a little bit of lemon, and I put it in some hot water, and then I might add a little bit of sweetener to it because I just want to cleanse my body. Before I do anything, I give my body fluid. And apple cider vinegar has so many benefits to it, but one of them is a cleansing agent. And then I grab a smoothie in the morning. I fill my body with vitamins. So whatever smoothie you like to have, I fill my body with smoothie. We can go without eating hard food sometimes. Sometimes your body needs a break. And when you're juicing or you're smoothieing or whatever the case may be, you're just flooding your bodies with a lot of vitamins and minerals to really rejuvenate yourself from the inside out. Now, I'm not going to tell you I do it every single day because some days I'm running just like everybody else. But if you can really make that a part of your lifestyle to just really put yourself first, it makes all the difference.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that, Dr. Tiffany. Vinegar, apple cider vinegar, lemon, and hot water.
It's not good. It's horrible, actually. But, yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
Those things that don't necessarily taste good, they're good for you. So you can tolerate it, and it makes a difference.
And if you ever meet Dr. Tiffany in person, she is high energy. I mean, she's on 10 the whole time you're with her. So thank you for sharing that secret. Well, now, I know our time, we only have about 12 more minutes. So there are two things I want to get into. I want to talk a little bit about these hormones and how important it is for us to stimulate the feel-good hormones in our bodies. Because if we don't, those stress hormones build up, and those stress hormones are what turns into disease. So I want to talk a little bit about those feel-good hormones. And the other thing I want to talk on before we get into your program, I want to talk a little bit about the sex. You brought up the sex, and we're going to talk about it a bit. But let's talk about these feel-good hormones that we have to continuously create in our bodies in order to prevent those stress hormones from taking place in residence in our bodies.
Absolutely. So one of the things that people always hear about is the stress hormones. When you are stressed out, your body really produces these hormones that can really cause disease. And those hormones are things like epinephrine, norepinephrine, cortisol. Those are really hormones that can lead to things like high blood pressure, diabetes, obesity, sleep issues, and those kind of things. But when you start to employ tips in your life and start to really utilize some of the tips that we have in the book here to de-stress and to get rid of some of the stressors that you have and to take care of yourself first, then your body starts to emit hormones that kind of combat those stress hormones. And those things are like dopamine and endorphins, what we call endorphins, happy hormones that actually shut down the stress response. Stress, this is the one thing that you got to know about stress. Nobody can avoid it. Anybody who tells you that you can avoid stress in your life, they're not being truthful with you, or at least 100%. But it's not really avoiding the stress. It's learning how to deal with it.
Yes.
And so when you incorporate those tips in your life, then you can start to deal with the stressors so that these endorphins can start to take place and start to really help you. And it goes through a series of things of what you think, of what you say, of what you do, and of how you maintain it. And so, those happy hormones will actually decrease your blood pressure. They'll actually lower your blood sugars, help you to lose weight, help you get a better night's sleep. So you want to do things intentionally. Be intentional about really doing things that are going to increase the endorphins in your body.
Yes. Thank you, Dr. Tiffany. So ladies, we are hearing Dr. Tiffany tell us that we can control and contribute a great deal to the creation of these good, feel-good hormones in our bodies. We don't always have to go and get some pills to create the hormones.
Yes, absolutely.
Do things to create and stimulate these hormones in our body. A few of those things we can do that are actually in the book. Number one is exercise, our diet, our thinking, and doing things that feel good to us, whatever that is for you. And another one is sex, having sex.
Yes.
Yeah, you mentioned, I think you mentioned maybe 2 sentences worth, but it was a really good point, Dr. Tiffany, because I want our viewers to understand, or just kind of, how should I say this? Know how important it is to us as women to stay connected to that feminine, sensual aspect of who we are, and how that part of us does release hormones in our bodies that are good for our health. I think a lot of times this topic does not get discussed as it relates to our health. And whether you're married or not, there are different ways to deal with it. I'm gonna just really quickly share this really quickly for our viewers. In the event that you are not married, or you're going through a situation where maybe that part of your life you're not as active, one of the things I did when I was going through my divorce was I took dance classes. I took sensual dance classes, and guess what? It kept me connected to that part of my sexuality. I was still able to emit hormones that made me feel good. So ladies, we do not have to shut off that part of ourselves, but in the event you are in a healthy monogamous relationship, I'm going to let Dr. Tiffany share a little bit of how important and how good that can be for your health to regularly engage. Because one thing that I'm noticing, and I'm hearing a lot of people say, or women say, I'm too tired to do it, or I'm feeling it. So please go there with us, Tiffany, just a little bit.
Well, listen, first of all, sexy is a state of mind. I'm a firm believer of that. And just like you said, even as you believe that you're sexy, or you're doing things that are sexy or sexual in nature, it does release the same hormones. So a sensual dance class where you feel like you are the most sexy thing on the face of the earth, I tell you, you can have fun with that. And whether you're married or you're single, I have to tell you, because it helps to keep the spice going. But yes, sex is actually a powerful, powerful stress reliever. And you can physically, tangibly feel your stress levels lower. Now, to everything in our bodies, there are hormones related to that. And one of the things that people have to understand, and I do discuss it a little bit in the book, is that as we have sex, our body releases those same endorphins. So yes, you can get it from exercising, you can get it from prayer, you can get it from eating right, but yes, you can also get it from spending moments of intimacy with the person that you love. Even something as simple as cuddling, not even the actual intercourse itself, cuddling releases those happy hormones because it gives you a sense of completeness. It gives you a sense of wholeness, and you're connecting with human touch. We are human beings. We are meant to connect with one another and to relate with one another. And so those things actually help. Now, when you have sex, your body releases hormones like prolactin and, again, dopamine. And what happens is, especially when you get to a period of climax, to a period of where you're at your peak, it releases it down and it relaxes you. Prolactin, as it comes down, helps you to go to sleep. That's why everybody falls asleep after they have sex. Not to mention the fact that while you're doing all the gyrations and all the foreplay that we call it, or all the things that's getting you prepared for that sexual moment, it's exercise. It's actually work. So it beats a day at the gym any day. That's what I always say. And people in an hour's period of time, you can actually burn 300 calories depending on how vigorous your intercourse is and depending on what you're doing in a period of foreplay. So you're right. We don't talk about it enough. But, sex, as long as it's healthy and as long as it's consensual and as long as it's done in a therapeutic way, in a loving way, is actually one of the best things that you can do to really refocus and recenter yourself. And it's fun.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Tiffany, for sharing that and acknowledging that. And again, she mentions that in this book, A Woman's Guide to De-Stress for Success. And you can actually go to www.drtiffanylowepayne.com to get a copy of this book. I think there's a glare on the cover. But this book right here has a lot of great nuggets. Now, for the sake of time, I'm not going to be able to ask all the questions that I want to ask of you, Dr. Payne. But what I do want to know right now is how can our viewers, if they wanted to work with you, do they have to become a patient, or is there a different type of process that they can go through to actually begin working with you? And once they start, what kind of process do you take them through?
Well, thank you for asking that. So yes, I am a physician and patients can always see me in the clinic. However, one thing that I wanted to be able to do was touch people, even if they're not right in my neighborhood, even if I can't physically touch them. And so I've actually launched an amazing campaign called Healthy, Fit, and Fabulous. And this campaign is really for women of influence. It's really for women of purpose who know their purpose, who understand the importance of taking care of themselves so that they can take care of everybody else. And for that, you can actually go to my website, www.healthyfitandfablife.com. That's www.healthyfit, the word, and fablife, all one word.com. And you can sign up to join the movement. It is actually going to be not just me telling you different things, but I'm going to be doing some interactive phone calls with people. I'm going to be doing some live events. And it's all throughout this whole year, 2017. It's a movement that I want to start so that we can make the rest of our lives the best of our lives. So if you're in another state, join me on a part of that. And the awesome thing about it is that I'm connecting with you. I'm not just doing it and telling you what to do. I'm doing it with you so that I can help you then be an advocate for yourself and get to a place where you're healthy and whole. And we're talking all things mental, spiritual, and physical. So they can join me on that journey. And I'll be excited to have them on it.
Awesome. So this is for any woman. You don't have to have any type of diagnosis or anything like that. This is for any woman who wants to amp up her health. Is that correct?
It's for any woman who really wants to amp up her health. Yes. And no, you don't want to have a diagnosis. My goal is to get you from not having the diagnosis in the first place. One of the things that we believe as osteopathic physicians is that an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. So if I can help you to understand your health status now and get you to a place where you are employing healthy lifestyle changes into your life before you have diseases, then we can stop those diseases from coming. But if you have been diagnosed with something like high blood pressure, diabetes, heart disease, anxiety, stress-related disease, anything like that, it's also going to be help for that. It's really for educational purposes. I can't really go one-on-one with you as a part of this, but I'm going to be connecting with everyone as a group. And then if someone wants to work with me personally, there's also opportunities to do that as well.
Awesome. Now, ladies, again, that's Healthy, Fit, and the word, and fab, life.com. Healthy, Fit, and fab, life.com. And that's how they can also get in contact with you by going to that site if they have any additional questions. Is that right?
Yes, they can contact me either on the healthyfitandfablife.com website, or they can also contact me on the Dr. Tiffany Lowe Payne website.
Okay,
and,
Dr. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, the Dr. Tiffany Lowe Payne website, again, that's all one word, www.drtiffanyLowepayne.com. They can contact me either place. And I answer personally. I don't let other people answer for me. I want people to personally hear from me.
Okay, Dr. Tiffany, I know you're a speaker. Do you have any speaking engagements coming up where people can come see you live?
Yes, I do. I actually have one coming up this Saturday. It's called Running on a Broken Heel, The Call to Healing. That is this Saturday, and it's going to be in Greensboro, North Carolina. I also have another speaking engagement coming up in March, and that's in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania at a women's conference. I will also be doing some things with through the Healthy, Fit, and Fabulous campaign. And if they sign up, they'll be able to see that as well. And I'll also be speaking in Orlando at a health journalism conference, and that's going to be in April.
Awesome. Awesome. Now, ladies, if you want to stay connected with Dr. Tiffany via social media, they can find you at Dr. Tiffany Lowe Payne, correct?
Actually, if they want to connect with me via social media, they can look up Dr. Tiffany's Rejuvenation Station. That is actually a private group page that I have that really goes into the aspects of what we're talking about and helping to stay connected. And they can also stay up to date on everything that I'm doing as well, so that they can be a part of it. And all you have to do is ask to be a member, and I'll invite you in. And then they can also follow me as a friend at Tiffany Lowe Payne. And I'm also on Twitter and Instagram as well at Dr. Tiffany Lowe Payne.
Awesome. Thank you, Dr. Tiffany. I'm actually a member of that online community, and she's constantly giving us inspiration on how to maintain healthier lifestyles. So ladies, the takeaway from this session today is, as a businesswoman, we have to integrate our well-being into our business. If we don't do it now, it's going to catch up with us later. So ladies, let's make that a part of our business. Make it our business to take care of our well-being. And integrate it into what it is that we do to handle our business on a daily basis. Now, Dr. Tiffany, I know you have another appointment to get to. I want to thank you very, very much for this session. Ladies, again, if you want to grab that book, it has a lot of wonderful tips. I think it has like 10 chapters of information to help us on this process and take responsibility for ourselves. Let's do this before we actually need to get to a doctor, all right? So let's make it our business and integrate it into our business to take care of ourselves. That's the takeaway that I wanted to share with everyone. Again, I thank you, Dr. Tiffany. I thank you for the viewers who have actually tuned in and watched this. And I look forward to seeing everyone on our next session in our next interview series. So again, thank you once again, and have a fabulous week. All right. Thank you, Dr. Tiffany.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.